Hello everybody, it's Shaq here, and today I'm going to be bringing you Chick Flicks episode 1. So, yeah, I've already explained what it's going to be about. Basically, I'll just talk about my experiences with girls, shit that happened between me and cool things that happened between me and all those sort of things. But yeah, today I'm going to be basically talking about how a girl told everyone she was pregnant because I didn't want to go out with her. So it's actually a really funny story. It started off with me and another chick. So this other girl, we were like kind of going out or having a thing, and then nothing ever happened. It didn't go far because I didn't want anything to happen. I can't remember why. It was probably a mistake at that time, but yeah, so I went to the club with her and she introduced me to her other friend, which is then the friend, that ended up telling everyone. So she introduced me to her and yeah, I got to know her and we were just chilling. So the other day we had a day off school. So I asked her, "Hey, do you want to do something? Maybe catch a movie or something?" And she said, "Yeah, but is it gonna be all right with the other girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, she shouldn't mind." So she actually wasn't okay with it. Like she had a huge problem with it, and she got all pissed about it. But I ended up taking the girl to dinner. So when I took her to dinner, we had this great food, and she was kind of in trouble with her parents. So she asked me to take her home. So I took her home, and she asked me to come upstairs. I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't, if you have problems with your parents. It's not my stuff to deal with that. But I ended up going upstairs anyway, because, I wanted some. And I went upstairs, I talked to her, her parents were there, so I met her parents straight away, first date. Even though it wasn't really a date, like, I didn't want a relationship from her. I just, like, wanted to, like, mess around a bit. So we ended up going to her bedroom and started watching a movie. So, we watched a movie and I get this message from the other girl saying, "Are you at her house? Are you fucking crazy? Do you want to get punched by me?" And I'm like, "Whoa, how does she know about this?" And yeah, I didn't make such a big head of it. I just put my phone away and we kind of kept talking, got into it, got really into it, and sooner or later we started making out. And when we made out, it was intense. Like it wasn't just normal making out; it was really intense making out. And I ended up, going down her pants, and you know what happened then, like going down her pants. So this was like the first day, day one. And we didn't have sex that day, so it was all good. Um, And after that, I left because it was late. It was around 10 o'clock at night. So I said, okay, you know what? I better get home. Because I had school the next day. So the following day, it was a Friday. I went to her place again in the morning. Because we had day off again. Oh no, 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 no. We had school. I went to her after school. I went to her place and yeah, we got back into a room, we started making out again. Same thing basically happened, except it went a little further than that. So as it went further, I did her. So when we did it, it wasn't good. Like she was horrible. It was probably the worst sex of my life. But it was really like, you know, it was just she didn't let me do anything. Like she wouldn't give me head, she wouldn't give me hand job. It was basically all me. So I didn't like it and I didn't enjoy it. But nevertheless, we did it in the end. And it went far. By the way, this is not how I lost my virginity. That's a completely other story. And yeah, so after that, I was invited to a house party. Now the problem was the other girl I was talking about, the girl I was having like a thing with, she was also at that house party, and somehow people found out that I had slept with the girl, and everyone was pissed at me. Like, I was scared to go to the house party because people said that they would like punch me or they would cause trouble, and I'm just like, man, it's not a big deal. It's like everyone sleeps with everyone sometimes, right? So I went to the house party, and I was literally shitting my pants. Like, I didn't even want to go anymore. I was just so scared. But in the end, I still went, and it was freaky. I came there, and my two friends said they'd come outside, pick me up, and it was basically causing trouble. Like, after we walked in, there was these like five girls coming up to me, slapping me in the face, and I'm just like, the fuck. And then they go, why aren't you doing anything with this girl? Why did you fuck her? And then I'm like, I don't want anything from your friend. I'm cool. Um, I just want to be, single for now. I don't want to get involved with anyone. So basically, what then happened is, I partied. I stayed with my friends, stayed away from them. But it didn't really work. So, anyways, I had a fun time at the party. It was good. So I went back home, and that's not even the funny part of the story. So I went back home, and I just fell asleep. I fell asleep, and then I woke up the next day, and I received a message from the girl I had screwed, and she goes, "Hey, you want to come over?" And I'm like, bad sex. Hell no, I ain't doing that again. So I didn't, and I think this is what pissed her off. Like, I kind of started distancing myself from her over a week or two, and like we didn't do anything anymore just because I didn't want to do anything anymore. So what happened was, basically, I went solo, and I think this is what pissed her off. Like, I didn't want anything from her, and she thought that I like wanted to go out with her. So what she did is she told all of my friends, literally, like she started off with the girl I had a thing with, and she told her that, you know, she was pregnant, and I didn't know about this. Like, it wasn't even true in the end. That's what came out. But anyway, she told her she was pregnant, and so rumors spread quickly. So I think within an hour or two, it was all over Facebook, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And this is not like something you want to fuck around with. Like, if she really is pregnant, you're kind of in a bad situation. So I called her up, and I'm like, hey, are you really pregnant? She's like, yeah, 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 come over. And she's like in tears, and I'm like, so I go over there, and she's there, and I asked her to, have you taken a pregnancy test? And she goes, no. Then I'm like, how do you know I'm pregnant? How do you know you're pregnant? And she goes, because I didn't get my period. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid, you whore? Sometimes you don't get you pregnant in that age. Like, your period, it's just, natural. It doesn't have anything to do with you being pregnant. And then she goes, oh, but my mom said. And I'm like, you told your mom? She's like, no, 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 no. That's what my mom told me once. And I'm like, okay, here's a test. I brought one because, I'm proactive. And I thought these things would happen. And I asked her to take it. And it turns out it's negative. So I was upset. I was literally upset. I screamed at her because these are rumors, and rumors, I got people 5 or 6 weeks later asking me like, "Did you get that girl pregnant?" And I'm like, "No, man, that's just bullshit. She wanted to like go out with me." And she thought she was pregnant, but then turns out later on she knew that she wasn't, and she just did that so she could like get back together with me. And I thought that was really bitch move from her. And these are things I don't like it. Gotta say, I was really disappointed in her because she was a nice friend before, and I thought that nothing like that could happen. But anyways, I ended up everyone hating me, especially the girl. Like, after that, a later time, I really would have liked to go out with her because she's a really good girl. I regret now. That's why I said like I regret not going for her, but going for her friend. And yeah, it was really complicated. Like, it was one of those weeks or months where people would give me so much shit, even though they had no idea. and I think it was an experience that I don't really want to sleep with girls anymore that I don't have anything with. That it's just like, you know, a one night stand. I don't need it, but I don't regret it as well because, you know, you learn from your mistakes. So all in all, it was something I experienced, and it was fairly interesting. Like, I don't say I miss it. I don't say actually I don't miss it. I don't miss it. But you know, it was a fun kind of experience because I just laughed at people that wouldn't believe me, but believed my friends, believed the other people instead. So I was fairly amused. Anyways, I'm coming to a close here. I think the game's gonna be over soon, and I hope you enjoyed my story here. Chick Flicks episode 2 will be out probably next week, this week sometime, and yeah, let me know what you think about the situation in the comments, and I'll see you next time, guys. See ya! I like boobies.